And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. What we're doing in this round of reads as we round out your season, this at the time of the recording, this is being done at the end of Virgo season, just be totally frank, is your one-to-one read for the month of September. One-to-ones are a style of reading I do where it examines the direct relational dynamic between yourself and another. What's going on between point A and point B. Two caveats I'd like to give to this style of reading is I hesitate to call them love readings because it ain't always lovely, right? I don't just talk about sunshine and rainbows. I talk about whatever shows up. It could be good, could be other. That's why I'm here to sit with you. The second, it doesn't always have to be about love, right? At times in this type of read, it could be a friend, a confidant, family member, etc., etc. List goes down the line, right? But whatever this dynamic is between you and that person, that is what we're examining. So as a preamble to the reads, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. I know at times, especially if it gets tough, it can be kind of hard to sit with, but that's the purpose of why we come to a read, right? I wouldn't purposely try to lead you astray. I don't do that as a tarot card reader. Follow along with me today, please, Virgo, and let's see what we got in your one-to-one. Let's see what the cards say. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Virgo, for their one-to-one read, month of September. Between them and another person, what's going on? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Virgo and their one-to-one read in September. You're going to be on this side, they're going to be on this one. Ten of Cups, okay. We feel like we're harmonizing with purpose. What does this mean for us? On their side, Ten of Pentacles. Okay, two tens. And showing bright tomorrows and ultimatums. On your side saying, hey, I feel ultimately fulfilled in a purpose. I feel right here. On their side, the long term, the tree of life, all the experiences that get compounded into this. What does this dynamic entail from the past, in our present, and now moving into our future? We have two people essentially looking into the long game from slightly different angles, but still with the same exact purpose. What does our dynamic mean together in a more expansive concept? Okay, got it. Next, your front and backs in the read. Fronts, so we have two people facing each other in this read, right? Two people looking at each other. Fronts are basically what we show directly, what we say and what we vocalize. Backs are what is behind or what is not directly said or immediately shown or intended. So yeah, the real fronts and backs for Virgo in this read, their one-to-one read in September, held on both sides. What is held for fronts and backs for Virgo and their one-to-one read in September? Show us the cards that we need to see, please. You stay over there. Okay. So going across. Okay. I like that. If this is if this is how we're gonna do it, it's how we're gonna do it. Hermit, the card of Virgo. Behind you, you choose you. In what way? King of Pentacles. How do we embrace and make all the right investments properly? How do we not forget ourselves? On their side, Strength, the card of Leo. So the power of perseverance, the ability to push through, but also the trust and the strength of bonds that are held between a person and another. We're going to talk about that dynamic in a second. And Seven of Swords. What do we feel is not being directly shown, or at least intended and made true? Okay. Whew. We'll talk about the Strength, move over to the Hermit, and then move over to here. Okay, Virgo? Strength, card of Leo. Here, again, you could be dealing with a Leo, but that's not entirely the point here. What's being shown is, remember the bond and the strength of this dynamic between us. That's what this person is really trying to express to you in this moment. Remember what we worked on. Strength is oftentimes depicted as a quote unquote beast and a beast master. The reason being, the power isn't just what they each can do individually, right? The beast, if it really wanted to, could probably eat the tamer. The tamer, if it really wanted to, could use tools to make it a subordinate position of dominance between themselves and the beast. But put together, believing in the power and strength in that bond, we move forward and persevere, right? So the core idea here, and again, I don't know how I feel about this, is that we're being strongly encouraged to look at, we've been friends for so long, we've been working on this for so long, don't give up on what's going on here. On your end, Virgo, and again, we'll touch on that King of Pentacles very briefly because I think it's kind of self-explanatory. You're saying, yes, and I can understand that. I heard you. And what is the right investment? Right? This leads me to the conclusion that I need to choose me. This harmony is meeting discord right now, right? This harmony that I'm having for myself and putting myself first and trying to trust the wisdom that I have. Again, the hermit may not say it a lot, vocalize a lot aloud, but he knows some stuff, right? The hermit is trusting in their ability to have discernment. Okay, I need to hear more than we should work this out because of how long that we've been bonded with each other. And there lies the problem that I have with that Seven of Swords behind the strength. The Seven of Swords is not just lies and deception, although that is a very quick read of it. It is not everything is as it appears or should be from a surface glance, right? Putting that next to strength, if my pros of the argument is that look how long we have been working together, don't give up on this. And behind that, I have the Seven of Swords that contradicts even what I'm saying about it. That's the part that I don't understand. So the idea that this tree of life, again, going back to their 10, which was, look at all the work that was put in from back then to now and every tomorrow thereafter. Just reminding, like the argument that's being had here, Virgo, is that it's something that is rooted in time, and therefore time is the primary driving factor of why I should continue, not necessarily that I'm being entirely upfront about what I'm thinking and feeling right now. Seven of Swords behind that. On your end, the more they say this, the more it's kind of irking you and making you distance yourself from them and choosing yourself. Very blunt and very clear. So the more they try to convince you of this, the more you're leading yourself to a solo stand. That's just where it is right now. Okay, show positions. Where do we each individually stand in this read for Virgo? Show us the cards that we need to see, please. What are our individual positions for this read? For you, the world, a cycle has reached its completion. I wonder what direction that goes in. The one above all, and that's a nickname that I give it. It's not like quote unquote an official alias of the world, but it is the highest of all the arcana, both major and minor, right? The world represents a cycle's new completion, and therefore if something is ending, another beginning awaits. Right? It's not a temporary pause. It's not, no, this is a new step, a new era that you're venturing into, Virgo. Very solidly. On their end, the Page of Wands, the notion of optimism. Whatever they're trying to convince you of, hey, just please believe in it. The reason why you see the look of disgruntlement and dissatisfaction on my face right now, Virgo, is because that Seven of Swords is laying behind all that strength. So your optimism is that they believe in something that you are not entirely upfront about. The math ain't mathing. Something is not working out here. And I don't think that we're exactly engaging with it in a meaningful manner right now. Underneath it all, Nine of Swords, nightmares and anxieties, and it's being proven on both sides, because the further they have to convince you of this, the more you are distancing yourself and pushing away from it. Right? The more whoever this party is having to tell you that we should just keep going because look how long it's worked out. It's just making you go, yeah, nah, I'm good. Please stop. Okay. That's where each of each other are right now. So I call this one-to-ones quite literally just because of the formation. We have two people looking at each other, one person looking towards each other, 1, 2, 1. Next, we will examine the bridge in between. So my individual standpoint, yours, and what is held and shared in between. 1, 2, 1. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Virgo in their one-to-one read. What occupies the bridge that rests between both of these parties in this read? What is shared? That's a break. It was almost good enough. It was almost good. But if it's not pretty much a really good / perfect bridge and shuffle, then it's worth shuffling again. At least in my opinion. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, in the space that lies between for Virgo and their person in this read. There we go. So down the middle, 10 of Pentacles. Oh, I see this as, okay, a battle of contradiction, but we're going to go with it. 10 of Pentacles. We're going to get into why I feel that is different from this one. 3 of Pentacles. Okay, a workable and compatible dynamic. 8 of Pentacles, the notion of hard mastery in a craft, or at least we've heard this before. We know about this dynamic. 4 of Swords, comfort and relaxation. Okay, I mean, that's a lot of earth just to say that we're just gonna, sit back and rest about it. But going down the middle, the reason why I see these two 10 of Pentacles as being functionally different is because one says, hey, I'm assured about this because of past experiences, but now that we share it, we cannot share a tree of life and this level of a differing opinion, right? Something is not right here is basically what I'm getting at, Virgo, is that this 10 of Pentacles that's in between you two is, yeah, oh no, I remember what happened. And it's not coming out exactly how you remember it, but hey, we're gonna call it at least a shared experience. Right, the tree of life, this is what we got right now. Our past experiences, our current experience, and what progression has shown me from now, from then till now, and now moving forward. What is an actual investment? And the more I ask that, the more I feel like we're not looking eye to eye. I understand this is a workable dynamic. 3 of Pentacles, that's very functional in terms of what the relationship is. Whatever this dynamic is between you and them, Virgo, I get that. And yeah, we practiced this dance before, the 8 of Pentacles. So that 4 of Swords, although this seems very calm and soothing, the way I'm reading this down the middle is that, okay, my acceptance of what's going on, it's actually a different interpretation for me now. You're seeing my acceptance on their side. You're seeing my acceptance as, okay, cool. They want to go along with it, even though I'm not even feeling it to its fullest extent. I'm just trying to remind them of everything that we've gone through together. On your side, I'm seeing it from a completely different angle. I acknowledge that this is what you see. I acknowledge this is what you feel. And because of that, I'm going in the exact opposite direction. There's the strong element of an isolation pattern that I'm just flat out getting for you right now, Virgo. Yeah, we're cool. We're not enemies. We're not, this dynamic has worked out in its past. And the idea that we should just rest on that instead of addressing some of whatever the issue is between you and this person is actually causing more of a rift that we're saying, oh, we can look over. You two are having different conclusions about this. Underneath it all, Chariot, the card of Cancer. to carry all our anxieties in our carriage. I wonder what we seek to get out of it. So we're moving full speed ahead, and the faster and the more that we had to do this dance and argument, the more it's driving us to the point that we feel we should be. Now, what does that actually mean when we take the reins of that cart? Okay, let's define major arcana strewn across the table for Virgo in their reading. Look deeper towards the major arcana that we see for Virgo in their one-to-one read today. I'm being torn between, so the reason why you see me closing my eyes isn't just because of how bright the ring light is for the recording. It's because my eyes are being drawn two different ways. We'll get to the word last. Decidedly, we'll get to that last. Which one are we going with? The Hermit or Strength? Yeah, let's look at their side. So behind Strength, Two of Swords. And that's why I'm saying that didn't make any sense. If we have all this optimism and the argument is an investment based off of time, but not its effective reality right now, and the Seven of Swords resting behind that Strength, Virgo, what we're seeing is that sounds like confusion, the Two of Swords. So even as I try to convince you of it, I'm not even sure I believe it. We're having two wildly different interpretations here. Same words, different language. Same words, different language, right? Everything that they're trying to remind you of just sounds like, oh, we shouldn't address these problems, or we shouldn't have a parting of ways or any type of serious conflict because, hey, we haven't had it up till now, so let's just keep that dynamic flowing. And the optimism that, hey, you'll believe in it because I'm not even sure I do. On your side, for yourself, Virgo, Five of Pentacles. And I knew there was this element of separation here. Fives are cards of conflict. The Five of Pentacles represents isolation, poverty, abandonment, or the notion of being left behind by somebody else. And that's why the more you hear this, the more you're trying to make the math work, and the more the investment you have to go towards. I have to look towards me now because this argument doesn't even make sense anymore. And so behind, while it's on the surface level, it sounds like you're investing into this, you're actually investing into yourself and everything that you left behind in this process. Again, I knew I was getting elements of separation. It just wasn't entirely clear what that meant yet. And so to the world, Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity awaits. Whatever dynamic between you and this person is, firmly, you're standing in the belief, yeah, we're not enemies, but that doesn't mean that we should make this work out anymore. I'm looking at a Virgo who, the more they try to convince you of this, the more you're sitting there and deciding a new opportunity, a new cycle, a new life. That is what is right for me. Okay, resolution. Real cards resolution upon this read. What is held in the space of resolution upon the journey today? Show Virgo what they need to see, please, in resolution for their read. That's a break. What is held in the space of resolution for Virgo in their read today? Because again, you have your choices to make, Virgo, but from what I'm seeing, it's like what we try to suppress into silence before just grows louder and louder by the day, the more that whatever is trying to be proposed keeps on going through. Okay. In resolution, here's what we hold. The first, Temperance, the card of Sagittarius, the notion of the healed soul. I interpret that not only on your side, but their side as well, right? On your side, you're getting closer and closer to say, hey, we're calling it quits. I gotta find myself elsewhere. On their side, the more that this confused, kind of convincing argument, the more that it gets drawn out, the more it's also drawing out the problems that probably were already there. Right? Things can heal with time. You're trusting in your own voice, at least the notion that you had to put you first. They're trusting in, okay, eventually I gotta admit that this argument doesn't even make sense to me. Right? It's getting drawn out at a much slower pace on their end, but that's just where the dynamic is. Let time run its course. And the Ten of Cups, harmony and fulfillment coming out again. Here, maybe I was meant to see this, right? All this dynamic, this repeated process I've been in with this person, the everyday things that just keep on repeating and repeating and repeating. No, I'm going to get shown it until I make a decision about it. I'm actually right where I need to be right now, which is, for the Virgo that I'm talking to, on my way out. Underneath it all, Eight of Cups. Sometimes your boy is good at what he does. Eight of Cups. So instead of being left behind, I'm leaving something behind. And I think as having that on your underneath, all this nightmare, anxiety, confusion, and knowing the journey that is ahead, we either fix this or we abandon it entirely. And from where you're standing right now, Virgo, you're just a few no's and a few just rebuttals away from saying, yeah, this ain't worth it anymore. So this is why I see your read today, Virgo. We got somebody who has been in a kind of never-ending repeating cycle with another person, and their argument for keeping that cycle going, it isn't even adding up to them at this point. But the optimism is, hey, we've kind of worked on and played our parts in the past. Maybe this will work out again. On your side, the more and more you hear it now, the more and more it just convinces you to put one foot or a few more feet out the door. You're definitely on your way out from where you stand right now. Either that or you just repeat the same exact cycle, but at that point you have to ask, why did you stay? Because then that justifies the argument of, okay, everything over here is saying, yeah, there's so much time put in, and that's the only reason that we should keep this going. In which case, that was your choice. Underneath it all, again, whatever journey you're willing to embrace, we had to confront the nightmares first. But I'm talking to a Virgo who very firmly is on their way out, and let's just be blunt, cutting ties with whoever this party is, because they don't believe it. It does not seem like they believe whatever argument is being forwarded your way, and that's why you're trying to really hammer home what is the right investment here, because behind you, while they may not be seeing that, behind you, you're feeling left out and you're feeling left behind. And if we're in whatever type of engagement or roles we play with each other, and you're saying that's the tree of life, that's the way it is, then they ain't got to be what the way it is for me. It was a rough read today, but please do take it to heart, because, again, I was trying to translate a lot, and then boom, 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 it started all coming into focus. So thank you for coming to the read today, Virgo. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, as we round out your birthday season, understand, listen to what's going on over here. Listen to the argument, but understand you could both be saying the same words and be speaking a completely different language. Do what you feel is right for you as you take your exit. This conversation helped, and yeah, I'll see you around, okay? Take care.